Miners at this year's Diggers and Dealers conference in Kalgoorlie have been urged to cast a vote against the proposed mining tax and vote Liberal. The three-day conference is traditionally a non-political event, but this year, in the midst of a federal election campaign, it's anything but.
Within minutes, it was clear the mining tax would dominate discussions at Diggers and Dealers. The opening address set the tone for what was to come, and it was clear politics was going to take centre stage.
This tax remains, in my view, a form of economic terrorism.
The chairman ignored the apolitical nature of the event and urged the record turnout of nearly 2,500 delegates to vote Liberal.
If we want to get rid of this tax, we've got to get rid of this government. And there's no pussyfooting around.
The response from the ALP was immediate. Labor frontbencher Stephen Smith labelling the miners' anti-tax campaign a Liberal front.
It's quite clear these advertisements are nothing more, nothing less than an effort to politically support the Liberal Party.
The delegates here at Diggers and Dealers are worried about the link between Labor and the Greens. They're worried the mining tax might be modified or widened if the Greens have the balance of power in the Senate.
The Greens' articulated position on the mining tax is something that most people would be concerned about.
I think the Green-Labor preference deal is a huge risk to the mining sector in this country.
The Greens leader says his party wants the original tax plan, not the revised one.
No, we don't want it expanded. We want it kept at where Treasury recommended and the Rudd government proposed.
Meanwhile, Fortescue Metals boss Andrew Forrest has stepped up his fight against the tax, offering $5,000 worth of FMG shares to the delegate who coins the best anti-mining tax slogan.
And Clara Haroma joins us live from Kalgoorlie. Clara, what's the assessment of how the mining industry is travelling?
Well, Deloitte released its annual index today, which looks at WA companies and how they performed last financial year. Now, that index has increased by more than 18%, and it's mainly driven by a rise in commodity prices. The average price of iron ore has increased by more than 60%. Gold and silver has increased by more than 30% respectively, and across the board, commodities have increased by more than 30%.
Clara, what about the longer-term future? What were delegates told, especially in relation to Australia's links with China?
The keynote speaker at today's conference is Professor Neil Ferguson. Now, he's a well-known historian and economist and author. Now, he spoke about China and Australia's relationship with China and predicts that China will be the world's largest economy by 2027. And he said it's very important for Australia to now work out where it wants to position itself.
The question is, what is Australia's plan for China? And I think the big issue here is the lack of clarity about what might be national interest criteria in any major Chinese investment in Australian resources.
And Professor Ferguson also said that he's very surprised that this issue of Australia and China hasn't played a more crucial role in the election campaign.
Clara Haroma in Kalgoorlie, thank you.